Labels don't give a fuck if you fucking get shot in the head and die, nigga. What the labels did when Pop Smoke died?
All right, the informant back in the building. So this statement right here that 6ix9ine just made is a reason why a lot of people rock with him, right? Because he's one of the guys that seen behind the door in the veil of the industry and freely talks about it, right? We don't know how he's protected, how come he's still alive, but this type of information is very key because you won't get another mainstream artist talking about things like this. And it's a lot of people that don't understand when their favorite artists pass away, they think their families are set for life. And that's absolutely not the case because a lot of people, they don't understand the business behind the music. When these artists die, the label will pump up that artist in the algorithm to get them hot again, right? Posthumously, like, yeah, they passed away. We know he has a bunch of grieving fans right now. And it sounds cold, but this actually happens a lot. And it's been happening. This is not new. We could jump from Michael Jackson to Prince, whoever, that their catalogs was owned by bigger entities, right? So 6ix9ine also mentioned Pop Smoke's brother, speaking about the situation they're now facing. They're going through financial hardships and now have to jump back into reality of being a regular person without your brother being the breadwinner of the family anymore, right? And this is what his brother had to say.
On Pop Smoke Day, you know what I'm saying? I show love. Some people from the church, you know. But the people that y'all would think should be tapping and not tapping in.
Now, a lot of people are saying that no one owes his brother or his family anything. Yeah, we could say that, but as a regular person, we all just look for loyalty. If you're around someone while your brother was popping and you see all these different faces, that's what a lot of people don't understand. The music industry is so fake. People are opportunists, right? And some people are calling even his brother opportunist. But could you even blame him? He saw his brother be one of the most popular guys making so much money with so much industry friends, and after his brother passes away, none of those friends are around anymore, right? Now, I'm not saying this happens with every artist because it seems like some other artists, depending on their situations, like XXX Extension, when he passed away, yes, the label make sure he's in the algorithm. They're collecting all the money, but it also looked like the label possibly could be taking care of the family, or the family had the right paperwork, because I don't see XXX family online having a gripe against the label. Every year that XXX birthday come up, we see him pop up on all the algorithms, and his family is still not complaining. That's the same thing with Juice World. But we don't know about Juice World like that because he wasn't really family oriented like that. He was really just with the people that he was doing business with. But it's a lot of these conversations that happen that people don't realize. When you pass away as an artist, yes, the label will pump you up and they will take advantage of that situation because now they, depending on your paperwork, they don't have to pay you anymore or your family, right? And this brings me to a situation with DMX. They're saying that the labels own all his stuff and his family is trying to collect the life insurance. So that's just a different type of thing. So it shows you that the family has no control over his music or his catalog situation. None of that, right? So that's kind of, it's kind of rough, man. You're used to living a certain lifestyle until that person that's the breadwinner passes away, and now you stuck not knowing what to do. And not for nothing, a lot of the family members of some of these people should have been able to start some type of business and start generating income aside from entertainment and their family member that was popular, right? But that's also a hard conversation because when you're sitting next to someone in the industry that you're seeing getting 20,000, 30,000, even 100,000 for a walkthrough, stuff like that, simple. you kind of put your mental space in somewhere like you want fast money just like that person that's associated with you. But that's not how it goes, right? But this is a very, very sad topic. But I'm glad 6ix9ine brought it up because these labels, it was even a point where people were questioning if these labels had life insurance on these artists because they were dying so much so fast, whether it was the Little Peeps, the Juice World, the XXX. People were dying back in from 2018 to 2022. A lot of artists was passing away. And I'm talking about young artists, not no old artists that caught a heart attack or stuff like that. They were just, these people was dropping by violence or ODing. And people were wondering, yo, what's going on? Because not only the streams for these artists are going up, but people are also thinking about, could there be life insurance? Is there life insurance addendums in these contracts to say, hey, if this artist within a time period of being signed to us, are we able to recoup our money by claiming certain life insurance? And which is crazy because now we could send something at you easy and you out of there, and we profit, especially if you're not agreeing with the label on certain splits or whatever the case may be, merch, album sales, concerts, 360 deals. Like that could get tricky depending on what the contract says with these artists. So that's a very great point that 6ix9ine made. And we all heard this before. It's not new. But when it comes from someone that's actually in the industry and seen certain things that he's not really supposed to talk about, which is probably why he's going back to jail right now. We might think he was because he violated whatever, which he probably did. But when you're in such place of power, we could get that wiped out and that could go away real fast. Now, the question is, when 6ix9ine goes to jail, will he come out zapped like NBA Youngboy? Because that's the amount of time these people go to jail. He about to do a 90-day bid in jail. Will he come out the same person? Will he be so vocal? I would really like to know because we saw NBA Youngboy go to jail a bunch of times, and every time he come out, he expresses some new type of energy that we've never seen. And I'm not veering off of a topic, but this all correlates with each other. The industry is so dark that you got to look from every angle. Where they gonna come from next? Why is this happening? Why is 6ix9ine talking about this, even though we know it's obvious? It's weird, man. The Informant, I'm out.